In this video, I will share with you 5 steps on how to move to Australia. Itong 5 steps na i-share ko sa inyo is actually my personal plan bago kami nag-move sa Australia. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening po sa lahat ng mga kababayan natin sa sulok mga ngayon ng mundo. Sana po ay nagkaroon kayo ng maligayang Christmas at Happy New Year celebration. Yung mga nagtatrabaho overseas, sana kahit papaano nag-celebrate kayo, kahit konting handa lang. Ang importante naman sa ating mga Pinoy, masaya tayo, di ba? So lumabas kami ni Z today, and luckily day off ko. In this video, I will share with you 5 steps
on
how to move to Australia. Itong 5 steps na i-share ko sa inyo is actually my personal plan before, bago kami nag-move sa Australia. Actually, ginawa ko siya dahil sa failures na nangyari sa akin. So when I graduated college, napaka-eager kong magtrabaho abroad. Dahil sa eagerness na yun, dahil sa urge na magtrabaho agad overseas, so na-encounter ko yung mga failures. 3 failures yung nangyari sa akin sa overseas application ko. Unang-una yung application ko sa Saudi, nag-fail. Sa application ko sa UK and Canada was also a fail. Pero kino-consider ko na siyang learning experience na rin kasi kung hindi nangyari yun, wala kami dito sa Australia ngayon, di ba? So after the 3rd failure I had, that I have to do something, I have to plan. So the first step out of the 5 is actually self-assessment. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng self-assessment? In other words, you need to review your qualifications. Ano bang qualifications meron ka? Ano yung educational attainment mo o yung educational background mo? Ikaw ba ay high school, college graduate? May bachelor's degree ka ba? Or master's degree? Importante ito na i-consider mo before you apply because it will affect your visa application. So if you apply student visa, most likely ang gusto ng mga case officer or immigration officers doon sa application mo, dapat in line yung course na iti-take mo doon sa educational background mo. If hindi, kailangan mo magsulat ng letter. I don't know what it's called now, but before, when we applied for a student visa, it's called in letter of intent. And importante din yung qualification, yung educational background mo if you are going for skilled migration visa. Because you have to undergo skills assessment. Kailangan i-review ng nakalimutan ko anong tawag doon. Basta agency siya na nag-a-assess ng mga skilled workers na plano magtrabaho sa Australia. For example, engineers, ang agency na magkakandak ng skills assessment sa kanila is yung Engineers Australia. Sa mga accountants is CPA Australia. Sa mga nurses is Nursing and Midwifery Australia. So, tingnan mo yung education mo. Ano ba yung na-attain mo? Meron ka bang diploma? No? Tingnan mo at i-consider because this is important. Yung pangalawa na kailangan mong i-consider or assess or review is yung experience na meron ka. Ilang years yung experience na meron ka. The more experience you have, the more points you will have as well. Next subcategory is yung age. Kasi makaka-apekto din sa application mo. If you're aiming for PR or permanent residency, currently yung age limit is nasa 45. So, you have to decide if you're going to pursue your application. Kasi mahirap na pag nasa 40s ka na and medyo alanganin yung age mo. So, ang tendency, madi-deny ka talaga sa residency dito sa Australia. So, you have to consider that as well. So, next thing you need to factor in is your health condition. Do you have an existing medical condition? Because this will affect your visa application in the future as well if you decide. And then, to expect additional cost or expenses. Lalo na pag yung immigration officers is asking for a health check. Diba? And then you have to prepare. In your very first step, kailangan mo na i-prepare yung sarili mo to meet up with regular doctor. Para naman, pwede siyang gumawa ng letter if you have an existing condition. Gumawa siya ng letter na hindi ito makaka-apekto doon sa application mo. Or, whenever you go to Australia, na hindi ka burden dito sa healthcare system nila. And the next thing is your character. Yun. May character requirement dito. Meron ka bang mga legal obligations? May mga kaso ka ba? May ginawa ka bang crime? Yung mga ganun. Kasi once your application proceeded doon sa point na mag-a-ask na sila ng character requirements, make sure na meron kang police check or police certificate in each country kung saan ka nanggaling. Kung nagtrabaho ka sa Saudi and then kung nagtrabaho ka sa Saudi before and you applied for Australian visa, now you have to provide a police certificate galing dun sa Saudi. And napaka-time consuming din on getting these police checks kasi on our experience, my wife, she worked in Singapore before as a caregiver or assistant in nursing. So we have to wait for a month bago dumating yung Singapore police check. Tapos nag-proceed na yung application namin for our visa. In the Philippines, usually yung NBI clearance, that is enough. Yun lang yung ipinrovide namin sa visa application namin. And also in step 1, you have to consider if you're going for a DIY, do-it-yourself visa application, or you want to hire an agent. If you're confident enough to do the application yourself, I would go for it. Pero kailangan mo ng maraming time to research, na magbasa tungkol doon sa visa na a-applyan mo. Diba? If you're not confident, if you're first timer, I would advise go for an agent kasi di mo gusto yung application mo na magkaroon ng maraming mali. Okay, so the next step, or step number 2, is research. Research po yung type of visa na applyan mo. Based doon sa step 1, kung anong qualifications meron ka. So research mo if you are qualified or if you meet the criteria of the skilled migration, so you go for a skilled visa. If you don't, and if you want to take another course of action or another visa, then you go for a student visa. For example, if you're an accountant sa Pinas, tapos gusto mo mag-take up ng nursing dito sa Australia, so hindi siya in line doon sa diplomang meron ka. So mostly, yun nangyayari, yung mga applicants, they applied for a student visa as a start. Yung next thing na i-research mo is yung location because this will affect your expenses. Meron tayong 6 or 6 states. And each state, iba-iba ang cost of living. I'm pretty sure you can find it in Google. If you're going to big cities, so expect the cost of living is really high. Lalo-lalo na doon sa accommodation at sa rent. And I think the last thing you need to research is if you have decided to go for an agent, research mo yung background ng agency. Ito yung di ko nagawa when I applied for UK. Di ko ni-research yung agency. Yun pala, nagkamali ako sa application ko. Hindi pala sila expert when it comes to UK visa application. So yun, bulilyaso. So the third step is to actually apply for the visa. Yun, pag nakapag-decide ka na anong visa ang kukunin mo, ay apply mo, itong third step, based on my experience, is napakatrabahuso. This is the most laborious. Tama ba yung word? Laborious. Tama siguro. Sa lahat. Very time-consuming yung step 3, which is the application of visa. And actually, gagawin ko siya ng video after this video regarding sa which visa would be right for you. It's either DIY or through agent. Like I've said, if you're a first-timer, go for an agent. If you have experience with visas, I would advise to do it yourself. And this way, makakatipid ka. Hindi ka magbabayad ng agent fee. And then also, on this step 3, you have to decide as well, isasali mo yung mga dependents mo. So the next step is the step 4, prepare to move. Okay? So you decide, ano ba yung mga belongings o yung mga things na importante sa yung nadadalhin mo sa Australia. Of course, your qualifications, di ba? Yung mga documents mo, passport mo, no? All of those things kailangan mo dalhin. And also, you have to organize you have to organize yung relocation mo. Okay? If you are in a student visa, I would suggest consult with your university or college. 90% of the time, they can refer you to a temporary accommodation. And also, if you're going for an agency, the agent can help you. I'm pretty sure may mga contacts sila dito sa Australia who can help you with your accommodation. Kahit temporary lang. And then you also need to prepare your pocket money. Dapat meron kang enough na pocket money. Okay? Yung proof of funds. Hindi lang po show money, ha? Kasi for show lang yun eh. Kailangan talaga may funds ka para di ka mahirapan. Yung last step is step 5. Yun. Step 5 is to move to Australia. Okay. Pero hindi nagtatapos doon. So you arrive and settle in Australia. Di ba? Pero hindi ibig sabihin kung saan ka man pupunta, saan lugar ka pupunta dito sa Australia, is magiging fit na siya doon sa gusto mo or sa mga preferences mo. Kailangan mo ring timbangin yung situation mo at yung capability mo na magstay doon sa location, your initial location, I mean. Kasi when we arrive here in Australia, nagsimula kami doon sa Sydney. Okay, city. We stayed there for, I think, between 3 and 6 months. And to tell you honestly, we're on a temporary visa that time. Di namin nagustuhan yung lifestyle doon. Napaka-busy at saka yung travel time mo napakataas. So, getting from one location to another, it takes a while. Gaya na lang nung from home to work, it takes about 1 to 2 hours, napakataas na train ride. Di namin nagustuhan yung ganong sistema. So what we did is we moved to a regional area. On the first place, doon sa regional area, kung saan ako nakatira, okay naman siya pero di ko gusto yung ambience, yung vibes. Yung bang parang may kulang, may hinahanap ka. So I stayed there for 6 months. Di ako masyadong nagtagal. Hindi na ako nag-extend sa accommodation ko. So we moved from that place and nag-transfer kami dito sa current residence namin. Wherein we are very happy. And then yung ambience o yung vibe ng place is saktong-sakto lang doon sa preferences namin. So napaka-homey siya. Actually, similar siya, yung parang feeling, yung feeling doon sa hometown namin, doon sa Philippines, which is Tagum City. So shout out sa mga taga Tagum, mga Tagumeños. Happy New Year. So those steps might or might not work for you. Pero it might be a guide for you, diba? When you want to apply and move to Australia. Marami ng langaw, nagsisilabasan na kasi mainit na eh. Ganito talaga sa pag summer dito sa Australia. Maraming langaw. Tsaka yung mga langaw nila, napakatapang. Yung mga langaw sa Pinas, pag binubugaw mo, umalis eh. Dito, pag binubugaw mo, lumalaban. Anyways, out of topic na. I hope natulungan ko kayo in your journey going here to Australia. So I will see you in my next video, which will be related to the visa that is right for you. Okay? Yung mga visas na may experience ako. So tapusin ko na yung vlog at this point, guys. And I will see you in my next video. In the meantime, if you want to know why we moved to Australia, you can watch this video here on your right. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.